Hi everybody, Sarah Louise here. So I'm doing a Facebook Live from my hotel room in Tampa, Florida. So this is the first one I've done while I've been here. So I'm just going to wait for some of the live viewers to connect. But as soon as you can see me and hear me, if you can put a note in the comments to tell me where you're watching from, then at least I know who my viewers are. And it's always nice to know if you're watching, if you put the word live and your name, where you're watching from, and then if you're watching the rerun, if you put the word rerun and where you're watching from, as I like to know which countries are watching me, when, and where from, and what time I go live. It's always nice to know like who's connecting, where and when. So I'm just going to wait for a few people to connect before I get going, and then I'm going to cover 3 what I feel are important factors to help you with your business. So just wait for a few people to connect. I've just had a second glass of wine delivered to my room, and look how big it is. I swear, America, everything is big, but the first one I finished, so I ordered the second one, and they bring it to your room wrapped in cling film. You see, it's just to the top. So I was going to put some lemonade in it and have it like a lemonade topper, but there's no room for any lemonade. So I'm going to be professional. I'm not going to drink the wine while I'm doing a live, but I'm going to drink some water. I'm not used to having the air conditioning on, because in the UK we don't need it because it's not warm enough. So I keep getting a really dry throat. So I'll just have a quick drink and then I'll make a start. I see lots of people watching, which is great. So I don't read any of the comments, by the way, while I'm actually physically doing my live. I don't read any of the comments because I'm here to try and give value in a shorter space of time. So if I read the comments, it distracts me. But what I would encourage you to do is, if you enjoy my live and you're connecting with what I'm saying and you want to give me feedback, then I do encourage you to interact on the video. So while you're enjoying it, if you think, yes, I really connected with what she said, I really enjoy this, please do comment, because after the video, when it's uploaded onto my profile, then I go back in and I read every single comment. And if you ask a question, I will respond to every single one of you. So even though I don't answer you now, I will actually go back in and reply. So I just ask that you keep the comments nice. Please be nice, because I'm here to give value. So if you say anything horrible, you'll be blocked. So please play nice. So 3 factors I wanted to talk about this evening that will help you with your online business. So everything that I do on these Facebook Lives, it's all related to online businesses, because that's what I do myself. So I always like to give value on what I'm personally doing myself and what I know that is working. So the 3 things that I want to go through this evening are setting short-term goals. Then the second one is about not being too hard on yourself and learning from your mistakes. And then the third one is about not listening to the opinion of other people. So these 3 things I think are really, really important for you to progress in your business. Whether you're a complete newbie at the beginning or whether you're actually quite advanced, I think these 3 factors are still really important. So the first one I want to talk about is short-term goals. So when people talk about goals, they always pick massive goals, like I want to be a millionaire, I want to earn 10k a month, you know, I want to have a massive team, I want to have a mansion, I want to have a sports car. But what a lot of people fail to do is they don't set short-term goals and small goals. And the problem is, if you need to set big goals, everybody needs to set really big goals. But if you don't set small goals, then you'll find that it takes you so long to reach these ones. Sometimes it can be years that you'll get discouraged along the way. So you need to make sure that you're setting yourself daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, like yearly goals, and then how you'd see, you know, like in say like 5 years. And the reason why you need to do this is because if you set your goals too big and then it takes you so long to get to them, you start getting discouraged and you start having like a negative mindset. and then you start to lose your momentum, then you start to lose your drive, and before you know it, you're going backwards rather than forwards. So it's really important that you set yourself small goals. So it doesn't matter how big your team is, every time you get a new teamie, you need to celebrate it, because that teamie can change your life, that teamie can change your business. If you bring somebody in that ends up being a leader that explodes your business, then you need to be making sure that you're celebrating every single person that comes in, because they may start off small, but they could explode. So that's one key factor that's really important. You know, depending on how much money you want to earn over the space of like, you know, a week, a month, a day, you need to make sure that you're celebrating the wins. So when you've had your first $100 day, your first $1,000 day, your first 10K month, whatever it is, you need to make sure that you're celebrating the small wins, because it feels really good to celebrate something. So if you're celebrating the small wins with like your friends and your family and congratulating yourself, it gets that momentum going, because then you think, yes, if you write a goal down and then you actually write it down and you achieve it, it has a bigger impact on you than just thinking about it up here and then it actually happening. So I would say to write all of your goals down, all your small ones, your big ones, you know, your massive ones, and then it's amazing to be able to like tick something off that you've achieved. And then the second thing I want to talk about is not listening to the opinions of other people. This is a massive one. I get loads of people coming to me that are super excited about business, but then other people have started doing this and then it completely throws them off track. So I've got a sore throat. It completely throws them off track. My advice would be that you need to get a mentor or coach that you can absolutely trust in business, that is proven. They don't necessarily need to be proven to be earning millions of dollars, but they need to be proven that they are actually knowledgeable in their field and they know what they're talking about. So you need to go to somebody that's like a guru in the industry, that you know that you can trust, that you can see that they are actually online doing what they say they're actually doing. You don't want to be taking advice from friends or family. The only people you want to take advice from online are people that are actually living the life that you desire, are achieving the income that you actually desire, or have already been there and done whatever it is that you want to actually achieve. If you go to friends and family for advice, if they're not particularly happy with their life and think all of a sudden you want to change yours, a lot of people are so jealous and bitter of you wanting to make a change that they'll be so negative to you to try and put you off, because they don't actually want you to succeed, because they wish that they had your life or your ambition or your drive. So you'll find a lot of friends and family will always be negative if you say you're going to join an online business. They'll always go, it's a scam, it's a Ponzi scheme, it's this, it's that, it's that. They have no experience of it. They've never tried it. So they're just negative. And like, keep away from places like YouTube, because their negative reviews on there are scam reviews. They're done by what we call black hat marketers. So they deliberately pick a very popular company and they slag it off, say nothing good about it. And at the bottom, it'll always say that you can make money online with this business. And then what they'll do is they'll put a link in to a completely different business opportunity. So what they've done is they've used a keyword through like SEO. They've picked a really popular company knowing that you're going to go and search on YouTube for it. They'll say nothing good about it and they'll try and sway you then to join the one underneath, which is theirs. So again, why would you take a recommendation from YouTube from somebody that you've never met, you don't know them, it's literally just an article. It's like believing things in the news, it's like believing things in the newspaper. They're so blown out of proportion and hyped for the suckers out there to think that it's believable. And what they're doing is they're only doing it for their own financial gain, not for yours. So again, don't go on places like that to review companies. Go back to the mentors and the leaders in the industry. You know, find people that are either on the leaderboard, find people that are actually getting success in the business that you want to join, and approach them, because they're the people that are actually in the company itself. And then the last part I just wanted to discuss is, spare me 1 second. Then the last part is about forgiving yourself for your mistakes. So many people make mistakes in business. Everybody does. And that's how you learn, that's how you progress. Nobody joins an online business and gets it perfectly right the first time and becomes a multimillionaire and retires young. That just doesn't happen. Everybody fails in business. All the top guys and girls, you know, have gone like bankrupt, they've joined like failed businesses, their career's been like this. But that's what makes people successful, because as long as you learn from your mistakes and you don't make the same mistake twice, then you just see it as like a learning curve and you learn from it. But if you make a massive mistake in business and like you lose some money, or your business fails, or you join someone that you get no help from, you feel discouraged, you can't just sit there and dwell on the fact that it's all gone a bit like Pete Tong. You have to just think, look, things didn't work out, I might have lost money, I joined a business that wasn't right for me, I feel like a failure, but so what? You've just got to brush yourself off and start again, and make sure that whatever mistake you made, that you just don't do it again. And you need to make sure that when you're recruiting people into your business, that you actually make a note by writing them down, these mistakes that you made, so that you make sure that you're passing it on to your team, because then you're adding value to them, because you want to make sure that as you progress in your career and you're moving up in your career and heading towards being a leader, all these mistakes that you made where you blew money that you shouldn't have done, you spent too much time on things, you spent too much money on things, anything that you've done which was a mistake, write them down so then you can pass them on to your team, because you want them to avoid doing the same, and then when they recruit to their team, they avoid theirs doing the same. And that's what makes you a leader, because you want to be helping people to avoid the things that you did wrong and encourage them to start and do things right as quickly as possible. So that's just the 3 things I just wanted to go through, really. It was just about short-term goals are super important, not to take the value and opinion of others unless they are people in the industry that are living the lifestyle and the career that you want and earning what you want to have. And then the last one is just regarding, if you make mistakes in business, it's no biggie. We've all made mistakes. We've all had failed businesses. We've all fallen flat on our face. But the ones that are successful are the ones that just get back up and say, it didn't work out, I lost some money, or, something didn't go to plan, but just get back up and go again, because, the biggest people in the industry are the first ones to hold the hand up and say, I failed like 10 times, but then the 11th time I became like a rock star in the industry. Every single one of them will say to you that they've failed multiple times. So if you're stuck in a rut now and thinking you've joined a business and you're making no money, you're struggling financially, you need to get out of debt, what you need to do, number 1, is find somebody that you know, like and trust. I would say Facebook is a great place to do that, because people on their profiles are very active. Look for people that are doing like Facebook Lives so you can see the face in front of the camera, look at how they post. If you have an interaction with somebody, whether it's male or female, whichever niche that you're in, reach out to them in their inbox and, contact them for advice. Because if you're wanting to join their business, they should be responding to you anyway. So I would say that's one of the most important things to do. But there's so many people that are just sitting on the fence and, procrastinating and just thinking, well, should I do it, shouldn't I? Is it a scam? Is it this, is it that? But if you really want to be successful online, you've really got to grow a pair of balls and start being more proactive. If you start just, constantly talking yourself out of every business opportunity before you've even invested and started, you're not going to get anywhere. You've got to be tough in this market, and you've got to be a risk taker, because if you want to be a full-time entrepreneur, you've got to be willing to take a financial risk for a financial gain, and that's the only way that we become financially free. You've got to spend money to make money. And if you're coming to me, for example, and saying, I want to earn 10 grand a month, and I'll say, well, how much have you got to invest? And you say, well, $100, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to put that in yet. That's just like BS to me. It's just like, don't even waste my time. If you're going to come to me and want to earn 10k a month, then that's great, but at least come with the money to start. You know, if you've only got $100, I fully understand that, but then be realistic with how much money you're going to earn in a month. You got if you can only start small, that's fine, but expect your results to be small. If you want to be earning 10k, 20k, 30k upwards in a month, then come to me with a bigger pot and I'll show you how to do it in a short space of time. But please be realistic with your goals. And, you know, if you're ready to start into a business, then great, you know, get in touch with me and I'm more than happy to help. But don't start getting into my inbox with, I've watched things on YouTube, my friends and family have talked me out of it. I'm not here to try and persuade you. I don't need to try and like lure you into my business. I've got people bam, bam, bam signing up all day, every day, because they know that if they join me, they get value from me, and they know that I'm owning legitimate businesses and I'm making good money in them all. So find someone like me or a guy or anybody that you connect with, but stop wasting your time on places like YouTube and getting advice from your friends and family that aren't even in the industry. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed my 3 little factors to help you with a business online. And I look forward to seeing you all on my next live. Take care. Bye.